Super. Okay, so welcome and thank you for joining for this talk, which is going to be less technical maybe than the other talk and less talking about blockchain too. So to make it short about myself, so I'm a software engineer independent with a background in AI and blockchain. And I try to focus on developing solution against manipulation and disinformation by answering ethical and responsible usage of technology, new technology. And I also work on this project with Dr. Giulio Corsi, which is a researcher at the Institute of Technology and Humanity for Cambridge University. His main research is about information authenticity, and he tried to combine it with the recent progress of AI to be able to see the evolution. Sadly, he's not there today, but I think maybe he's watching the live, so ciao, Giulio. And we can go on the next slide. This. Wow, technology. So first of all, I'm sure you're aware of the evolution of the synthetic content, but recently we saw a massive improvement, which means that since 2023, we were able to create a new gap in the synthetic creation content. We can talk about like a revolution. Where on any format, which could be like text, images or videos, you can very easily create very realistic content. And the quality and the quantity is not very the main problem. The main problem is still the distribution. So in a research article called The Spread of Synthetic Media on X, from my colleague actually, and they were able to track the evolution of synthetic content on X, where they use the leverage crowdsource annotation to be able to calculate the number of synthetic content on the platform during almost 1 year. And during this time, we can see initial spike in March 23, which corresponds to the release of Midjourney version 5. So since that, now it's create new possibilities of content creation, where we can see with probably you saw these images already, where anyone can create easily new content. You can then you can use to do misinformation or disinformation, and this contributes to erosion of trust. So this is for the next topic. So basically, information integrity is in a big threat now, which means that we are losing more and more the possibility for accuracy, reliability, and consistency. And this creates an erosion of like the possibility of the information we consume. That means that basically more and more the public and the audience gonna lose faith in the information we saw. Another study about seeing is not always believing. Already in 2023, a group of researchers proves that we already have like a big issue detecting the generated content, because with this etude they reveal that in the classification error rate, humans have an average of 40%. It was in 2023, so now it's even more. An example of main risk could be like for the election interference, for example, like we can just target a small group of people and try to push them in the direction and another direction. For that, there is already an example with Cambridge Analytica. For polarization on artificial intelligence division, it could be like, for example, to create rabbit holes and to push again for direction another one. And we can see an example of this with Myanmar crisis. And for last example, in the main lot of example, compromising emergency identification and response. For example, with COVID, we saw a lot of misinformation. It was very difficult to know which line to follow. But all these examples were mostly using not synthetic content, but now you have to imagine this big issue with the addition of synthetic content. So maybe are we in front of a checkmate? So now we don't know what to trust and where to look to follow the information, for example. But if you want some positive information, in the quantity of data generated with synthetic content, it's still a minority dedicated to political or misinformation or disinformation. So that means that the majority is still to create satirical or memes, basically. So we prefer to use it to create some joke. But these still contribute to erosion of trust because we still lose faith in the information we see at the end. So maybe it could be good to try to think about solution against that. So a way to think it could be like to use AI against AI. That means create kind of defense system based on AI, which could be like about verification, detection, or fact-checking. So thanks to that, it could be the first layer of protection where we could then use still human to have the last confirmation. But yeah, it's still in progress, let's say, and I believe that we need also to educate human to this new technology. So that's why with Julio we create synthetic realities, which is a small project born from the frustration that at scale we don't have yet a solution to at scale we don't have a solution to be able to detect AI. So we try to find a way for that, and also we seek to understand better how human reaction are in front of this content. So synthetic reality, it's a small game where you can just create a session where you will have like a dedicated time to understand if a content we show you is from AI or from reality. So you play against the AI, you try to push you in this way and another way, and the goal is still to improve yourself. So it works like that. You have some, let's say, credit, but just like fictive. Then you have to put according to how much credit you have and you want and you trust on the pictures, and then you can just choose if it's real or generated. At the end of the game, if you lose or if you win, you can just have a feedback from like the platform, like by checking all the pictures and try to understand which image were real or not. And the picture you can see there, when they are not real, we generated with GPT-04, and it's very good, let's say. But I will let you experiment because this project is open source, and that means that we'll have the link to it, and if you want to try right now, it's already deployed. And yeah, to conclude this speech, so far there is an increase of sophisticated content, and we still don't have yet a system against it. So more than ever, we need to combine the technical capabilities, the human oversight, and the critical thinking. So for that, we can still use the layer of AI-based technology. We could be like a first prevent against it, but also we could use education like this platform to try to prevent the automated reaction for human, for example, in front of it. But still, we need this kind of platform too to understand better how does it work and how to adapt it better in this reality. But otherwise, the main issue is still like it's a race and it's difficult to follow, but we need to adapt more and more to be able to answer with the best way. And I think, yes. So if you want to test it now, it's possible if you scan this QR code. And if you have any question, I will be very happy to answer it. Thanks.
Thanks for the talk. Do you have statistics on the game results? So do you see an improvement as time went by? Did people get wiser in terms of like what makes the difference between a generated and a real image?
Yeah, so far we don't have enough data to have conclusions, sadly, but we can already see that there is improvement in the player behavior. That means that at the beginning, for example, if they are in frustration of the result, they play several times to be able at least to win once. So we have this data so far, but not enough to be able to create kind of a data set of values to estimate them from statistic. So.
And if AI plays it, does it do better than humans?
Yeah, it's a really good question. Depends which model you use, actually. But yeah, right now we are creating another tool, actually, which is kind of a combination of LLMs to put like in a competition each LLM to try to understand and to find exactly the AI synthetic contents too. And so far it seems that's more close to working, let's say, but it's still in improvement. Yeah.